Hi there, so welcome to our new session, and today we're going to discuss few questions taken from Dental Pulse Volume 4 on the topic removable partial denture. Terminal end of retentive arm of extracoronal retainer is placed at. So this question is from the chapter Direct Retainers, and here they mentioned about extracoronal retainer. So it is that component of the partial denture that rests against vertical enamel surface of an abutment tooth and aids in bracing and retention. So this helps in retention. Next, they are asking about the retentive arm. What is a retentive arm? It is a flexible segment of a removable partial denture which engages an undercut on an abutment and which is designed to retain the denture. A flexible segment of RPD which engages an undercut on an abutment. Okay, this is placed on an abutment and is designed to retain the denture. It helps in retention. Okay, let's see the diagram. So this is the diagram and this is the retentive arm. Okay, it has got two parts, retentive arm and retentive terminal. So according to a question, they are asking terminal end of retentive arm of extracoronal retainer is placed at. Okay, I hope the question is clear now. So ideally speaking, it should be located at the junction of gingival and middle third of the crowns of abutment teeth. But here they are asking specifically about the terminal end, which is placed at the gingival third of the crown. So the answer is gingival third. In anterior teeth, rests are ideally prepared and located on. So according to our question, the answer is lingual surface, because the rests which are closer to this axis of rotation will produce less torsional force on the abutment tooth, which means the lingual rests are near to the center of rotation of the tooth. So hence this will avoid tipping of the abutment. Answer is option B, lingual surfaces. In a removable partial denture, the clasp provide retention and stability. Support is provided by. So according to a question, the clasp provide retention. As you can see here, retention is provided by the retentive arm of the clasp. So the purpose of clasp is lost, the retention is lost. So clasp is responsible for the retention of RPD as well as stability. So all components of clasp except the retentive arm provide stability. So again, clasp is responsible for stability, whereas support is provided by. Now that is the question that we need to figure out. So here it is provided by the occlusal, lingual and incisor rest. Okay, so here in our option we have got minor connector, occlusal rest, rigid portion of the class arm, resilient portion of the class arm. So obviously the answer is occlusal rest. Answer is option B, occlusal rest. The terminal end of a retentive arm is optimally placed at. Now we have seen this question earlier, just like the previous question. Here also they're asking about the terminal end of a retentive arm. Okay, so it should be placed at. Now in this diagram we can see that the proximal third of the retentive arm should be placed above the height of the contour, that is here, above the height of the contour. Middle third should be placed at the height of the contour, and terminal third is flexible and it should be placed below the height of the contour. This is the height of the contour, so terminal third should be placed below the height of the contour and it should engage an undercut. Only then there will be retention, enough retention. Okay, so this is the diagram that you need to know. So here you can see in this diagram that retention is the resistance to movement of the denture against the path of insertion. Okay, whereas support is the resistance to the movement of the denture towards the path of insertion. So here the support is provided by the rest, which acts as a vertical stop. So here you can see that support is provided by the rest, which acts as the vertical stop. Option A, middle of the gingival third of clinical crown. All of the following factors influence the flexibility of the clasp except. So the first option is diameter. Decrease in diameter, you can see increase in flexibility. Second option is length of the clasp. So it is said that longer the clasp arms, greater is the flexibility. Okay, so flexibility is directly proportional to the cube of length. Third option is material. Okay, as you can see here, alloys with greater flexibility are used against deeper undercuts. So here, when the undercut is 0.010, then we use chrome alloy, cast chrome alloy. When it is 0.015 inch, we use gold alloy. So gold alloy is more flexible than cast chrome alloy. Then when it is more deeper undercut, we use wrought wire, which is more flexible than gold alloy as well as cast chrome alloy. So the flexibility varies according to the selected undercuts. Then there is one more factor that affects the flexibility, which is cross-sectional form. Okay, so here you can see a half round clasp arm is more flexible only in one plane. This is the diagram. So this is flexible only in one plane, whereas a round clasp is flexible in all planes. Okay, but here, even though this round clasps are more flexible and are superior, due to its difficulty in fabrication, it is usually avoided. But still, round clasps are preferred in certain cases. Option D, tooth on which the clasp rests. In designing the occlusal rest seat, the floor of the rest seat should be inclined towards the. So first, let's see what is a rest seat or rest area. So this is nothing but that portion of a natural tooth or a cast restoration of a tooth selected or prepared to receive an occlusal, incisal, lingual, internal or semi-precision rest. Okay, so this is basically prepared surface of the tooth, which is seen only on the enamel, not into deeper parts. Okay, so it is a very shallow preparation on the tooth into which the rest fits. Okay. So the rest seat should be shallow and saucer shaped. Should be shallow and saucer shaped. As you can see in this picture, the rest seat should be shallow and saucer shaped. Okay, so this is the occlusal view and this is the sagittal view. So coming back to your question, they asked us the floor of the rest seat should be inclined towards. Okay, so here as you can see, this is a triangular shaped depression with its base at the marginal ridge, and apex at the center of the tooth, and you will see a gentle curvature along the margins, and margins appears to be smooth. Okay, so remember, base is at the marginal ridge, apex at the center of the tooth. Okay, so naturally our answer would turn out to be option B, center of the tooth. So there's one more thing that you need to know under this topic, that is the floor of the rest seat should be always less than 90 degree to the long axis of the tooth drawn along the proximal surface. If it is greater than 90 degree, the occlusal rest will slip proximally during the occlusal loading. So that's all for today. Stay tuned and follow the channel for more such videos.